Hi, year six. How are you all doing? Hope each and every one of you is doing well. Today, our lesson is about how the ancient Sumerians have made their mark. So far, we know that they taught us so many things and they were one of the most influential civilizations. We learned things such as writing and math from them. Today, we're going to learn more about the things that they have came up with. For example, the wheel. The earliest wheel discovered was found in Mesopotamia and dates to around 3500 BC. Surprisingly, the first use of the wheel wasn't linked to transport, but industry. It was used to improve the process of making clay pots by creating a potter's wheel. Wheels were also used in mills. We can see wheels on chariots depicted on the standard of Ur, a mosaic found in a royal grave in the city of Ur that dates to around 2500 BC. It is thought that chariots might have been first used around 3200 BC. And then mathematics, of course, we already know that. They created a system of counting based on multiples of 6 and 10. They needed math for building projects and accounting. They used addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, as well as fraction and equations. So really, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have those things in math today, or math at all. They knew how to calculate the area and circumference of different shapes. They used multiplication tables. It was the Sumerians that decided that decided their degrees in a circle, a unit of still used today. Astronomy. The ancient Sumerians observed the night sky and mapped out the stars into constellations. They tracked the movement of the sun, the moon, and the 5 planets that are visible without a telescope, which are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. By studying the phases of the moon, they created the first calendar with 12 lunar months. Time. The day starts when the sun rises and ends when the sun sets. But how do we measure the passage of time? It was the Sumerians that had observed the moon and come up with a 12 lunar months calendar. They also tracked the sun and divided the day into sections of 60-second minutes, 60-minute hours, and 24-hour cycles. This included 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. So far you can tell that some of the most important, most basic things we use and we know today are because of them. And then the farming tools and techniques. At a time when many humans were hunting and gathering, the Sumerians were settling in one area and making the land work for them. To control the water from the rivers, the Sumerians had to build banks to stop the flood waters. They dug irrigation canals and ditches to channel the water to where they wanted it, making it possible to cultivate crops. The Sumerians invented a cedar plow that was pulled by oxen and dropped seeds down a funnel and into the furrow it created. This was far more efficient than planting by hand. The rake, the sickle, and the shovel were also invented by the ancient Sumerians. Now, tools and weapons. The Sumerians invented many tools to help them build and weapons to help them fight. These included saws, chisels, hammers, nails, axes, knives, lace points, arrowheads, and daggers. From 2900 BC, they added tin to copper to make bronze. This was a stronger metal for making tools. Not all weapons were for war, though. There were daggers found in tombs in Ur that were believed to be ceremonial, purely decorative. This one has an elaborately decorated scabbard. I mean, look at it. It has so much going on, like so many different designs. The loom. Looms were being used to weave fabrics in ancient Sumer as early as 3000 BC. Wool was the most common fabric used to make clothing. Everything from clocks to shoes. Fragments of finely woven linen were found in royal tombs that showed the weavers were highly skilled. Linen would be reserved for the rich, as it was more expensive than wool. Next, the lyre and the harp. Music was very important. The ancient Sumerians played harps, lyres, flutes, reed pipes, and drums. The oldest existing string instrument, three lyres, one harp, were found in the tombs at Ur. They were over 4,500 years old.